Hello, hi, I am Patricia McNeely. I am an illumined Blu-ray twin flame from Chicago, Illinois. I hope you're doing well today. So I also want to mention something. We are seeing a lot of the, at least, differences between the soul groups and the different angelics. And I want to point out that I am a Blu-ray. The Blu-rays are called Orifeme. And there are our progeny, as I talked about in a previous video, who are the Seraphim and who are the Ophanim. And there's other angelics coming up next year that are going to be born. And they are part of the Elohim. And so what I want to talk to you about today is going to be about December into January. And again, I'm going to be talking about what's going to be happening right around the solstice this year. It's pretty big. However, there are people who are a bit confused about what is going on. Why is it a certain way? Some people are still very ill too, and that's a part of it. That's why it's so important to stick to what you know in your heart and what you're being shown, and to continually accept this. So today, the first part, I'm going to talk to you about two distinct sets of people here. The first one is going to be, yes, for December into January 2017, the Blu-ray Rod and Staff Unions, who are called the Orifeme, and the illumined golden Seraphim and Ophanim couples. And I want to tell you something. If you identify as a Seraphim or Ophanim, and some of the characteristics are that the Seraphim have had a lot of deep damage, a lot of it related to sexual abuses, and the Ophanim have had a lot of damage, a lot of it relating to mental fighting, things like this. And these are some of the people that will be along spectrum disorders. The couples, if you've been dreaming about you two and it's stopped, be ready, okay? That means that you've been dreaming about yourselves getting reacquainted in a higher level, and it's about to become physical. You're about to really be doing this in the physical plane, re-encountering each other. And it is about to become physical. Now, one of the key differences about this time frame we're going into is that you might walk away, but you won't pull apart. That's the difference for some people. You're going to continue longing and pining and desiring each other. It's going to be so deep in you that this literally will want you to get the movements and take the actions necessary so that you can do it. The Blu-rays have already literally moved the heaven and the earth. We've sufficiently done the grid work, reconnected, and moved things. It's hard to describe it in a human way, but it would be like going to a courthouse and knocking down the blocks, knocking down the walls where the judge doesn't see, the judge doesn't feel, and doesn't wind up granting some kind of judgment in your favor, or getting approved for something. And it could be a lot of things. It's going to be citizenship, it's going to be job transfers, it's going to be all kinds of requests. It will be a dismissal of a court case, a lawsuit. It's going to be some good stuff. But a lot of you have had to sit tight while the Blu-rays do what is necessary, which is why I've said, be calm, the Blu-rays are on it. But we're at the point now where things are going to start popping again. If you've no longer been going to the astral plane and you've risen above it, or you have transcended that level, and you're not going into the pollution of the astral plane. And how is the astral plane characterized? This is going to be the nightmare stuff, the really strange dreams, the really weird dreams where People can fight you. You're fighting and your fists don't do anything to them. Something tries to attack you and nothing happens. Grotesque, alarmingly strange situations that somehow you wake up out of. And it's important to wake yourself up out of dreams that are like this. If you're able to maintain enough consciousness within that dream state to say, I've had it, I'm done. Now, a lot of you are done, and you're not going to travel except occasionally through the pollution of it. So if you've risen above and transcended, that's another hallmark for you, that you're going to be doing this in December through January. If you have let go of 3D sufficiently for having an out-of-body experience and back here. Now, this is the detachment that I talked about in my last video, where some people have felt very strangely but comfortingly detached, compassionately detached, where things can happen around you and yet it doesn't feel like you're affected and you really don't care one way or the other. And we've had several worldwide events that have just recently occurred. We had shakeups in the economic system in Europe. We just had an election here in the United States. There's elections always in other places. A dictator just died. So, you know, there's things that are going to happen. And when you're feeling more like you're in observance mode, like, that just happened. I suppose that was meant to happen. You've reached this level. Okay. It doesn't mean that you don't care about it. It means it doesn't affect you or your union. Because if you're feeling affected, if you're feeling upset, angry, outraged, etc., you're not going to be able to get to a level and transcend so that you can actually help from a different level. So a lot of the things that people talk about, like we've got to go on a mission, you may need to leave that to other people. You might have to leave it. They're equipped for it. You are equipped for, let me hear you say it, you're equipped for making love, not just having sex. And that's the thing that's really going to touch the heart. And like a very wise man said, Martin Luther King said, you can't drive out darkness with more darkness. Only light can do that. And light makes more light. So the illumined seraphim and ophanum who have their connection to the new earth, that's how I define the golden. That's what, when I write golden, that's what it means when I'm expressing it. You will have a higher merge. For the Blu-ray Orifeme rod and staff unions, and you'll know who you are. In fact, you've probably been chomping at the bit, ready, waiting, saying, this is still taking too long. I'm ready. I'm sitting here. I've got my engine on idle here, and I'm like raring to go and do this and get home. Why? Because our natural state of being isn't being in the third dimension. It is to be at the lowest level, a fifth dimensional being. That's the normal. However, we are getting rid of everything right here down to the atomic particles and clearing it up, reversing it. We are restoring it. We are correcting damages that have been done. And this will be things like birth defects. This will be things like illnesses, the mental illness. And I'm going to talk about that more in the future. Blu-rays will have their cosmic body merge in private, not in public, not for public display, and they will fuse right into each other. And that's going to be an event that you're not going to want to miss. Now, the other piece of this is going to be, why would some people be waiting or feel like they're waiting, or somehow people like me talk about the events and nothing happens? First and foremost, I'm a teacher, and part of my agreement is to teach and sort of pull people through, or somehow say things that clicks with them, and they say, I think I need that, or I think I need to know that, or that's what I'm experiencing. So in some ways, I've been calling my own tribe, my own people home. And yet there have been people who, they need to do their own thing, and that's fine. They should. I am here to teach about the body. That is why my thing is called Twin Flames Merge. It's teaching you how to open your channels so that you can easily release and merge yourselves together, because that's what it's all about. So some of the people, why would they be waiting? Why would they be waiting? Because this, number one, it's not that it's not for everyone. It is. You were invited here and you chose to incarnate here. It is for everyone. However, some of the damage, those people who have extreme conditions are staying still. And these will be extreme mental conditions, disorders, mental illness, schizophrenia, and addiction issues. Sometimes it's multiple addictions. It could be smoking, drinking. It can be taking drugs. It could be a tendency to take any drug, almost like a death wish. Ooh, I heard about that. I got to go take it. And there's a lot of stuff out there. There's poisons that people are putting in themselves. There's other types of shamanic drugs and medicines that people take to reach another level. And some of those people are going to be hitting their head. They're not going to get further unless they merge their bodies together. Addictions, sexual addictions, and some of this is the deepest, darkest stuff. It's going to be what I call looking at something in an abstract way, and you're not seeing the person, and you're like almost 3 layers removed from your own self. You can look at something or you can view it, and it'll affect one part of you, but it doesn't touch the heart. And these things will affect your twin. Addictions can affect your twin at this point, because what a lot of you may not realize is your union has already presented itself. You've activated each other. And rather than if you don't release it outwards, it will tend to recycle right between you. It'll just keep going and going and going and going and going till you feel like you're on a treadmill and you want to do something. So I have a lot of those tools of what do you do if you want to stop and break the patterns and the cycles. People that have little to no awareness, and this, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, does not necessarily mean your twin flame. Just by watching this video, no matter what you do, you're gleaning some information. It's light information. It's the kind of stuff that comes in and touches you somewhere, or you wind up recalling something a few days later. And when you have those aha moments, that's how your twin gets it. And I talk about that in my webinars, the how do you get them to get it? And I have a lot of people that say, here, try this, do that. They want to, they've got all kinds of stuff for their twin. And yet the mental information isn't where it stays. The ego mind is rapidly dissolving from all of us. The ego mind is no longer running the show. Even the current events here in my country, this is a full circle of what happened in Mars, of all of that ancient masculine dominated energy. And this is not to knock men. In fact, I'm going to say something out here. Stop bashing other people, especially your twin. They need you. They need to receive. You need to receive. How do you open in order to receive what's yours? How do you keep peace in the land if you can't keep peace in your own body and with each other? So that's, you're not intended, and if you grew up in a household like that, you know what I'm talking about. You knew that maybe your parents had choices. Did they always make the best choice? Or was your family home a battleground? And going back to it for the holidays feels like you're going back to a battleground where there's morphic resonances all over the place. You have a choice. You have a choice here. If one or both of you are still married, so if you know and you've seen the writing on the wall and everything is closing down and you know that there's an expiration date on your marriage that was from 2 years ago, and you're living a separate life. You're just keeping up appearances for whatever reason. And everyone has their reasons that are mental rationales. But if one or both of you, especially if both of you are still married, you can get together, but you're not going to be doing these types of merges. This is for people that are ready to go to the fifth dimension. So this is why you're seeing differences in your own life or in people out there, and it could be friends. And pay attention to some of your friendships, because as lovely as someone may be, you know, the human parts of them will still come up. They may be resentful. They may wish the best for you and yet not know what to do with it. They may be so busy helping you, they're not looking at their own situation. And if you're a twin who's met your twin, you're going to help them vacuum off their stuff, and then they keep repeating it. So some of this gets very subtle where you can't really tell exactly what's going on. You just feel affected, or you start feeling low energy or depressed or dragged down. And that's another thing to know. The tools that I give you are enabling you on a daily basis, because this is living every single day, knowing that you have future events. For example, you may know that the end of the year is coming and that you get together with certain people, or you go to a party, or you have something to do. And yet you're still expected to be in today and attend to today's stuff. And how do you do that? How do you plan your day? And it's a process of scaling down, focusing on what's essential. And this is what a lot of people don't do. You focus on what's at hand while you're still expectant of the great things that are coming. And you will find that things do keep coming to you. Now, this very last thing I'm going to talk about on here, if you or your twin or both of you have re-entered into soulmate landia, okay, if you've kind of left twin flame landia, or you're not sure what to do and you've somehow re-entered, and again, I'll say people have their reasons. You know, some of the reason is as simple as you need a cuddle and a hug. And again, I'm going to say to you, it's about choices. Because right down to this atomic particle of your very, whatever is the smallest part of you, should be able to choose and say, no thanks, I'm done. I'm done forever. I'm done with 3D, and I want to be with my twin. I don't care how you do it. I really don't know what to do. That's what I'm teaching. And it's subjective. It's very subjective, because some people don't feel safe. And yet, everything is still on the move. Nothing is stopping. So a lot of the how will it stop will be when the Blu-ray or femrod and staff unions do the cosmic body merge. A lot of you have been in a really fast and almost frantic way divesting yourself of all of your galactic history over the past month, even a month and a half. And the gate for that was in August at the Lion's Gate, continued through the September equinox, and the dominoes are falling at an alarming rate. And yet it's going to be done and gone so that you can merge. That will then open up and bring in the higher love so that people can get out of soulmate landia and be with their true love, meet their true love, because there will be new people awakening. And those people are seeking a higher love, whether it's a divine counterpart or their true twin flame. There are people here that I feel as divine counterparts, and yet there are people that are true twin flames. So this terminology is getting thrown around out there. However, there are people where, yes, your essence is a beam of light that into the lower dimensions is like a flame, and you activate each other. If you've entered into that and you are dating, you're saying I'm just having sex, or you're rationalizing it, or you're giving sex in return for other things. Pay attention. Or one-night stands, which can be very common because your emotional body won't attach to that person. If you've met your twin, your heart really won't open up to them. It's not usually possible. You can try and you can acknowledge that they're a good person, they're so good, and nothing is going to spark up your passion like your twin. So, I have a little demo here for you. I have a couple, and this couple, they're each other's true twin flame. And he's the magnetic, and she's the electric. All his life, he's been attracted to people who are women, who are spicy, who are passionate, who are sensual, who are fiery. And usually his relationships have crashed and burned. He's even responded well to men that are very, bossy, and men that are very telling him what to do, until the point comes that he squashes himself and he'd like to do something to them. Sock them in the face, mess them up somehow give them a piece of their own behaviors. And yet this isn't his style. He's a classy guy. She's a classy lady. And she just can't understand sometimes, why is her twin so wimpy? She met him, he's not at all strong. She likes strong men. She wants someone who's stronger than her. And this could be reversed. This could be where she is the magnetic. And she takes it, and even feels stabbed in the back, disloyalties. All kinds of stuff happened with the electric and magnetic energies. To the extremes. So it's gotten extreme, where what is the electric feminine called? She is called strident, demanding, bossy. What is the masculine magnetic called? He rolls over and plays dead. He's wimpy. He's not strong enough. He takes it, and he gets stabbed in the back all the time by people. And they meet each other, and they start triggering all this stuff out. I love you. I feel you. You're always in my heart. I love you. I love you too. But I can't understand why every time we get together, like, stuff comes up. I don't get it. Safe soulmate, safe soulmate, safe soulmate. Safe soulmate. It's gotta be someone I just wanted so much to do with him, and he's just, there's so much potential for us. I can feel it. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Why does this happen? Why does everyone leave? I want the thing that never leaves. I just want to be able to stay. If only I could feel enveloped again like I first felt her when we were first together and we were just in each other's white light and the lovemaking. But ladies and gentlemen, these two have to get rid of all of the garbage and the baggage that other people have put upon them. The way that she grew up, if she didn't take charge, she was put in charge of several children. She had to cook, she had to do everything. If she didn't take charge, the whole place would have fallen apart. If he wasn't willing to be an affable guy and let things go, he wouldn't have survived in the world of men. And this can be, many people, all kinds of people. This could be people who say, I'm from the north, and I'm afraid to open myself, but I can feel you. I feel what you're going through, and I love you. I'll hug you, but I can't receive hugging and kissing. I don't know how to receive, and they both wind up scratching their heads. So I want to tell you, in April of 2014, we started closing. We've brought in the four corners of the universe, all of the aspects. You've got the fire, okay? And that's the electric, okay? And you have the earth, and what is the earth? So the electric energy, bear with me here, the electric energy can burn the earth if it's untempered, okay? So can metal. Metal can be formed and become malleable in the fire, okay? And you have all of these aspects where there's fire, but what else is there? Some of you are the fire, and some of you are the water. And you can say this about your twin. You say, well, I'm very fiery, and my twin is very emotional. Whoops. That's not staying, is it? Okay. So let's just do this. Okay, you've got the fire, and the emotions can extinguish the fire. Okay? All of the watery emotions, everything that comes flooding in, all of the floodgates are open, and you two have activated each other. And all of the bad stuff that has been put upon you, set into your head, it can be cultural, it can be national, it could be religious, it could be governmental, anything that's been told to you. So, for example, let's, take this couple here, how they have things. What they really need to do is clear parts of the crown, parts of the solar plexus, parts along the spine, and this will show up with aches and pains. And I don't mean to have everyone be in discomfort. What my exercises are intended to do is to help you with this, to help relieve the discomfort, open your channels so that they simply flow right back to each other, because you're going to suck your twin right back into you. You two are the matching vibration, no longer the people out in soulmate land. They won't match your vibration. Nobody else will feel like him to her, and they won't feel like home. And this is a big part of how do you know? If you put yourself in and you say, I love that person, just stay there. Don't say I love you, but, okay? I love you and I'm going to help you. I love you and I'm going to help us, so that you're the light male you came to be, and you're able to hold me and be enveloped by me, and not feel like I'm taking something from you, and I won't feel drained, and I can feel safe and relaxed, like I don't have to control everything. We'll create together. We will make more love. And they can say, I love you. I love you. I love you. So to help you with this, and how would you temper and balance? So the fire and the water is just one aspect. There's also the air. What does the air do? The airy aspect. And this is what you have with people with addiction problems. The air will extinguish the fire too. And you have to be able to have both. I mean, really, all four and the love. The love is how you will flow this and reciprocate to each other. And it's a natural reciprocation. It is not a thought. It's not telepathy. It happens energetically, automatically with your own chakras. I have Being in the New Life, which is a wonderful primer for people if you're just becoming aware of this. If you've been aware for some time, try my Being Home with Each Other, which is cosmic body preparation as well as daily living and what is going on. How would you very much get rid of your galactic cosmic history? So this is here to help you with this. And of course, I recently did my abundance webinar Thank you to everyone who has gotten my webinars. I get great feedback on them. This is for releasing all of the 3D connections that are tethering you. This has a guided meditation in it. This one has a guided meditation for your cosmic light body. So that's a level that some of you may not have experienced yet. And through that meditation, you'll find out how that feels. Some of the things that have been frustrating you, like how would I get my twin to stop this? Please don't have a conversation about it. There's very few times that an actual conversation won't affect the ego mind. When you start to use your words, you engage the ego mind. And not only that, it still needs to get out of your subtle bodies. That's the thing, is that your twin may be very willing. If you're at a distance, if you're in a form of separation for right now, how you do it, you use your body. BYOB, bring your own body to this equation here. Okay, you are releasing and you're getting yourself, and gradually, eventually, both of you handsomely maintained. Anything you do benefits your twin. It is not a one-way street. You're not doing this for the collective. It will benefit the collective. There is a collateral benefit to the collective. But you're doing this for you first and foremost. Allow me to teach you, because these are the things that will give you the daily stuff and the things that come up for the next cycle. So a lot of you have a lot to look forward to next year. It's going to be being together, living together, traveling together, possibly working together down the line. Although for a lot of people, you need to focus on the union first. Get the daddy, get the mommy, have children. You will have your golden child when the daddy's ready, when the mommy's ready. And that means the metaphysical, subtle body parts have been sufficiently prepared. So thanks so much. The links are below. Please have a wonderful week, and I will be speaking to you soon. Bye now.